if you ain't heard the news yet. See this? This is the end of an era. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Take a break. Paps breaks silence with his emotional statement on next chapter. And what would that be? Gus, get on that phone, bro. Get on that fucking phone, bro. Do your magic, man. Do your fucking magic, man. Let's go. Come to the blue and white, bro. This is where this shit started going. This is where they turned into the villain for me. Because after this year, the next year, it was 2005. Benji Marshall did the flick pass. It was amazing. I sort of come to in that year. I was young, like I was real young. And I remember in 2005, I was like 7 or something, you know. I sort of come to and I was like, wow, that was sick what Benji Marshall did. So obviously the Bulldogs did have a salary cap breach, and I found this interesting, right? I found this very interesting because I never knew that there was a history. I didn't know people were getting fines every year. Now here we go, the Bulldogs. This was a big one. Breach of the salary cap by approximately 2 million over 3 years, right? So the Bulldogs got done. This is the claim, right? The Bulldogs got done. I believe we knew we had got done. I believe they knew it was bad. And I think they admitted to it and said, yo, we fucked up, you know? And they just chucked out, well, yo, we're paying too much people. I don't think they wanted to pay this much people. And they were like, fuck, we need to go. So we got all our competition points stripped that year. We got the wooden spoon.
400 back then. That was massive.
Yeah.
400, 450, 500 maybe. That would be like huge contract then. Because the fucking salary cap was only 3.2.
This is what they did. Bad, bro. They got done bad, bro. I remember I was a kid when this happened.
Still burns, and his resentment towards critics in Sydney is strong.
As I just think, well, you know, that's born out of jealousy. I remember 2012 lifting up the premiership trophy, and I was really happy for Melbourne and Victoria, but I was sort of thinking, oh, I'll stick that up your Sydney.
Stick that up your Sydney. The one team in Melbourne, right, for the Queenslanders. So he's actually a Queenslander. And for some reason, these dickheads, they skip this whole area of the map and act like they're only from here to here. Like somehow you go through a door in Queensland and you end up in Melbourne. Look at how he says this shit. Look at.
It's born out of jealousy. I remember 2012.
Yes, it is. It's born out of jealousy. I'm going to show you something on that. Why? This is a deep emotional moment from Cam Smith here.
That we put into...
Here we go.
Winning the grand final in 07 and 09, and even the minor premierships, like that was.
This is a deep one.
That's really hard to do.
The Parramatta Eels' last premiership was in 1986. It's really hard to do. It's hard to fucking do.
Really hard to do to win a minor premiership over 26 weeks.
Are they still your titles? Do the boys?
Yeah, look, mate, look. You got different opinions, and
as they're stripped away. Amongst the players, how do you?
Well, amongst the players, we still. They're ours, you know. We were there on the 1st of November in 2006 or in 2005.
05, remember when I mentioned that?
While the precise nature of his involvement was not publicly disclosed, the Deloitte investigation alleged that Moses had signed 2 contracts for his clients, a central element in the club's efforts to bypass the salary cap.
As you see there, Isaac Moses, you know, Cam Smith is manager. Melbourne sort of alluded, it was sort of his fault. Like I've seen a lot of fans as well in comment sections saying that it was all Isaac Moses' fault, the downfall, and he did all the shady dealings. But if you see here, Isaac Moses' influence at Channel 9. Now, reports are saying Cam Smith doesn't actually have him as a manager, but the Daily Telegraph revealed over the weekend that Moses also manages retired Melbourne Storm champion Cameron Smith, who is a regular on the 100% footy panel, and the 9 presenter Danica Mason is also in the Moses stable as he helps manage her media career. So he's also Isaac Moses, the one that they blamed, is also Galvin's manager, who's also Mitchell Moses' manager. Got Michael Shamus removed out of a 100% footy interview once, and then over that weekend, Daily Telegraph revealed that he was still manager of Cam Smith here. Melbourne Storm have been in the premiership for 27 years now, right? Or 28 even. They've managed to secure 4 premierships. So are we going to wait another 27 years for another 4 to catch up to the mighty Bulldogs, right? And I don't know if this is going to work. But I would love to play some of these. Jeez, look how old this looks. Oh, shit. Hold on. Yo, did you see that flick? Shifty Sherwood. Yo, I ain't never seen that shit.
He's the man that it's working for. Now Price
Got away from Howe. Got it.
So this is the losses that they have this year, man, and it's like, so at the moment there's no gains next year. There's absolutely no gains. There's a couple off contracts, so I'm guessing this might have to. I think the gains is a problem. This is a problem, bro. Like, they haven't even talked about a new player that they're gonna get. Maybe Tino is getting talked about today. Anyway, I saw this shit as well. Bellamy to coach Storm in 2026. This shit was Thursday, 5th of June 2025, and all of a sudden, club slam, new coach ruined by Bellamy. Craig Bellamy plan has NRL coach in danger before first game. Billy Slater on Storm's wish list. Perfect Storm exit plan. Time is right for Bellamy to move on. This is 1 week ago. This guy, what a weird grand final. So yeah, weird grand final for Grant Anderson, but congratulations, bro. I don't know how you would approach that situation. You went in with one team and then you left with the other. All good for Grant Anderson, man. This is probably the most exciting time for that number 1 position as you have. It's this guy. It's Farlogo, bro. Ooh, Farlogo, man, is your fullback. Don't forget Sharp. Anyway, this situation is weird, and this weird shit. Pezet to depart Melbourne. Now this is a shock. Pezet, weeks ago was saying he wanted to stay there. He wanted to be like Harry Grant or something there. He wanted to stay there and wait it out, just keep going with the development, sort of like Suafar logo. Anyway, this is Brave talking about the Melbourne situation and Pezet. And
What's happening right now is we're getting all offers and we're putting everything on the table from in terms of 1 year, 4 years, Melbourne's. They're all coming in.
First of all, what the fuck is the get up, Brave? Oh, I think it's a fireball promotion or something.
From the clubs now, and over the next sort of week, we'll just go, okay, where are we going to land here, Jonah? What's one thing with us, with Jonah and all our players is we're very much a team. Like, we treat it as a team, so we all make decisions as one.
Yeah.
And we look at the positives, the negatives, the development, the opportunity. It's all about developing as a player and as a person. And it's all about opportunity at the highest level and how much opportunity you're going to get. And that's the issue we've had at Melbourne, is that the development was outstanding and you couldn't get a better development anywhere. But opportunity. You don't get many of them in life or at first grade rugby league.
Yeah.
He played in the semi-final and got man of the match and then never played again. Think of that ever happening ever.
Yeah.
In any club with a player in the history of the game. Try and think of that.
But that was a great opportunity because it's probably put his price, his value through the roof.
Melbourne made the mistake of when Jerome...
Whoa, see, there's a bit more to it when you hear that. Melbourne made the mistake. See, Brave has been angry with Melbourne, but I could swear to you that he was actually really angry at Galvin and Seraldo, but that's for another conversation. We'll get into that.
Of not playing him and not playing him.
Yeah.
When he was right to go
100%.
and had done his apprenticeship.
And you and I
because what it's done now is it's put thoughts in his head. Well, what if they're not going to play? Because it could have cost him a grand final. And I said this to Melbourne. Them not playing him when Jerome went down, if they...
Speaking of talking up players, Brave believes Pezet was the key to the grand final. That's just I don't know if that's a crazy take.
Seen more evidence of what he produced in that final against the Bulldogs over that 3 or 4 week period. They could have went into the grand final knowing and relying on Jonah, having him on the bench. So when you had Ezra Mam coming off the bench, they could have had Jonah coming off the bench because they needed that flair, youth, exuberance and X factor. And I couldn't say that leading in because it looks like I'm being biased.
Well, I actually said it. I said it in the preview. They made the biggest mistake.
Well, anyway, they're just going to be biased, obviously, to Brave. But anyway, this is also... Now, as I said, I watched the 167 podcast. I wanted to get a gauge of him, and I realised they had a podcast, and I'm going to see if I can gauge their information. Let's go.
You two fellas, I think we held it really well. And yeah, as you said, Money, it was a bit of a grind. Jonah Pezet, I thought, huge game from him. Again, I know you guys don't like to talk him up too much because then he gets a bit lippy. But, and yeah, as you said, Money, it was a bit of a grind. Jonah Pezet, I thought, huge game from him. Again, I know you guys don't like to talk him up too much because then he gets a bit lippy. But I thought when you're coming up against Matt Burton and you've got a better kicking game than the Bulldogs, he was awesome. Did he kick the 40-20 or did you kick it, Mun?
No, I didn't kick anything this week.
Oh, you tried one, I think.
Did I?
Whoa. Now, I think we've hit a problem here. This guy may have overstepped his line. Because if you don't... Cam Munster is a $1.1 million player on the Melbourne Storm, right? All he said was, did you kick the 40-20? And Munster, I know Munster didn't kick the 40-20. Jonah definitely kicked the 40-20. But he asked Munster, did you kick the 40-20? And this is, no, I don't think I did. But look at this. It's like, whoa. Hughesy's trying to give him the look saying, do not ask that question.
Wait, did he kick the 40-20 or did you kick it, Mun?
No, I didn't kick anything this week.
Oh, you tried one, I think.
Did I?
Crazy energy, man. And he knew some shit was going on. They don't want to talk about Jonah.
No.
Or maybe he did two in a row.
Yeah, he did two.
He did 2 in a row.
I got one the week before.
Yeah. See? And then Jerome had to come in and say, no, you got one last week, bro. Don't worry. Do not kill him after. And Munster's thinking, this little fuck should never have asked that question. Especially when I'm on $1.1 million.
I mean, we've got some pretty good vision of your coach, Craig Bellamy, off the back of that. Do you think you'll cop a spray or is...
I couldn't hit both uprights if I tried, so...
Recognise the NRL star in the Bulldogs jersey? This is young Ryan Papenhuyzen. This is me with that same player. Papenhuyzen, 2012. You met the girls? Same, brother. I met them in 2009. I remember, bro, at this age, bro, I thought I was top shit when I got this. Good old days, man. 2009. But Gus, you see this? Now we need this. We need you to call, bro. You need to work something out. Paps is leaving. Melbourne's crashing down. And you know what I think about that? I think, yeah. Thought of one more thing, because there is that story of, Billy Slater coming to save Melbourne. And I think it is an excellent idea. Get Billy in the coaching role for Melbourne. Do you remember when Billy had to coach Origin? It's only 3 games and this happened?
When you hold a position in the media or in our game, I feel that's a privilege. And with that privilege comes a responsibility. I sit in that position most weeks. And
3 weeks. 3 weeks is there's 3 weeks in the year. There's 3 games.
You amplify your voice to
and context to this, he got called a grub.
Millions of people. You're not talking to your mates in the pub. Now, I know Aaron Woods. I actually ran into him about 3 or 4 weeks ago at a footy game, and he didn't voice that opinion then. He actually brought his son over to introduce him to me. And I get the attention in our game. I get that. All right, our game creates attention. But there's a responsibility with that attention. All right?
Whoa, Billy.
How will I put this? When you degrade someone personally in a derogatory manner, you probably don't deserve one of those privileged positions that you're all in, that we're all in.
Whoa. They're clapping.
I'm not done yet. You don't know what people are going through. And although I might be able to handle it, the next person mightn't be.
Oh, we're already going here.
Maybe our last coach didn't.
Oh my. See, I don't even want to get further on that, but that's the type of shit that Billy did over the space where he had to coach 3 games. And you got to think to yourself, 27 games in a final series, if Billy was there for a coach for a whole season, please. If he says that, this is him after 3 games. I believe the character 3 games.
The character of a person is judged more on what they say about people and how they treat people than what an individual says to create attention about someone.
Anyway, hopefully Billy coaches for the next 10 years for Melbourne, because I would love to see more of this. This is the dark shit that we're talking about. This brings the best out of footy. And all Aaron Woods did was call him a grub. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm a Bulldogs fan through and through. So don't take this shit to heart. I'm just saying my biased opinion. This is how I'm reacting to all this news from a Bulldogs angle.